Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. I am here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And we're going to be diving into how that recent full moon in Capricorn is going to be playing out in your life over the next couple weeks leading up to that Leo new moon that kicks off Leo season on July 28th. We're just going to be diving into the overarching themes. I saw two different sets of time on the clock as I've been doing the intro here. I saw 11 and I saw 30. So I think that you got a lot of help on your side right now. Aries, you may be leaning on to some people for support as you prepare to step into alignment. 55 on the clock when I said this. I think you're preparing for a really big change, and it's something that feels like it happens all of a sudden, even though I feel like it's not all of a sudden, okay? This may have something to do with a Leo, okay? We do have the Sun card on the bottom of the deck here. Also, Leo season figuring prominently. I think this change is imminent. We see it has something to do with a big come up financially, okay? We do have 10 of Pentacles energy right here. Usually that has to do with happy home, real financial stability, definite turn in fortunes, and often building with another, okay? So let's see what's coming in for you here, Aries. What's in store for the Aries Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node over these next couple weeks? Ooh, a little tight-lipped. I think, ooh, okay. I think you're playing things kind of close to the chest at this time, Aries. I think you got some kind of plan that you're keeping under wraps. That's what I feel here. I think there's a little bit of kind of like moving beneath the surface right now. This comes up as a crossing influence, okay? We got two cards here. Yeah, we do see you moving forward to make a serious offer to someone here with the King of Pentacles energy. All right, you might have earth sign energy factored strongly in your chart. That would be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, maybe a Virgo Venus. We see this with the lovers here. That's why it's bringing that in for me, Virgo Venus. When I just think of that lover's energy, I think of the planet Venus, okay? So possible placement in your chart. Or you could be dealing with an earth sign for those of you who are drawn to a particular king right now, okay? But I definitely see that there is some new beginning in love coming here. A serious offer is going to be made. When we look at the King of Pentacles energy, this is usually like, this is making a solid commitment. It's not just bobbing along the surface. Like the King of Pentacles comes as a solid partner, like I want to build with you, okay? We do see the lover's energy here, which is all about that, soulmate connection. Normally the lovers has to do with a choice, okay? Most of the time in traditional tarot, but with this particular card here in this artist's interpretation, it doesn't look like a choice to me. It looks like the choice has been made. The choice is very clear. And we see movement with this, okay? We also see some kind of invitation here. Some of you are heading towards a real serious commitment, okay? Real serious commitment. Some of you are leveling up and you're actually considering what it would look like to, take the leap, tie the knot, which for an Aries is a huge deal, okay? Some of you, not all of you, some of you though. Others of you, there's some kind of invitation, and I believe it has something to do with travel. And I think this is extending an invitation to somebody you're interested in, there's some kind of like connection between travel and romance. Yeah, we do see this. with the Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck right here. That's a soulmate connection. And right behind that, we got Two of Wands. This is like the start of a new partnership, all right? I think this is like the fulfillment of a dream. This is fulfillment of a wish you've long had. This is my, if wishes were horses, the dreamers would ride card. And horses are also about power and movement. So we see you moving forward here. And there is definitely a sound judgment about this. You feel at rest. You feel at ease about this. You're certain of your decision. There is this piece of stability tied into this, because when I see this guy chilling out here, it almost looks like he's chilling in a little nest, you know? And when I think of nesting, I think of like stability. I think this is really important to you right now in terms of relationship, Aries, you know? And we also see on the top that there's a new cycle starting here, 555 on the clock when I said that, okay? That is change. That's change that comes in rapidly, swiftly. Everything turns around, okay? There is this element of like, sort of like, what appears to be an overnight transformation. And I feel like that may seem like that to outsiders, but I don't think that that's really the story for you. I think this has been a long process of inner transformation that you've been going through. And it's interesting because before I did your reading, I was looking outside out of the window I got here, and I saw this cloud formation. At first, it looked like a child, and then the child kind of morphed like a dragon. And I really had this energy at the forefront of almost like dealing with childhood issues, and maybe even dealing with those childhood issues in sort of a childish way. 6:55 on the clock when I said this, okay? And it's interesting because 6 is all about that, the lover's energy, okay? This might have been around a love relationship. Maybe a love relationship really brought up some childhood issues for you, like core childhood issues. And you held a lot of space for this. You were looking at this a lot. Maybe for a while you kind of got distracted from doing that inner work, doing that soul work, because you were sort of distracting yourself with fantasy things, sort of like chasing rainbows just came through for me. I don't know what that means, okay? It might mean something for one of you out there, but you were sort of chasing rainbows as a distraction from what was actually some pretty heavy, deep stuff that was coming up in connection to a romantic connection, a love relationship. And I feel like you went through this long process. There's almost like this wild goose chase energy. I'm getting that, like this wild goose chase energy. It's sort of like you were looking for something that, you know, you kind of had all along, you know, you just didn't recognize it before. And I believe this was something that you found within yourself. You know, you went on this kind of process of awakening, really. It's been like a long, drawn out spiritual process for you. But I think to the outsiders, they don't recognize this. And when you make this change that's coming into your life in Leo season, I think to the outsiders, they're going to be kind of taken back by it. It's sort of going to take them by surprise, but you know how long it took for you to arrive at this place. So it seems like instantaneous transformation to outsiders, but you know how long it took you to get there, okay? I do see some serious offer coming in, something really developing in a love relationship that takes it to the next level. And travel might be in association with this, especially with this Fool card here. The Fool is a start of a brand new cycle. It's like starting at the beginning point. It was 9:11 on the clock when I saw that. So to me, I feel like there's this kind of, again, this surprising energy, almost like a shocking energy. I'm seeing a tower, but I'm seeing a tower that's more like, it's not like utter destruction, you know, it's not the demolition of everything. It's like an awakening. It's an awakening. It's like an epiphany, you know, this moment that like, takes you by surprise, but it changes everything, okay? And starts you at this new beginning point. You head off in on a new adventure. But I feel like this new adventure is really about the discovery of your heart and what your heart wants, what your heart is truly looking for. And it opens up this beautiful new passage for you. It might come through a trip, you know, and it might come through connecting romantically with somebody on a trip. I think there is some kind of decision to be made around this. All right, we do have the Two of Swords. This is sort of like taking some space to yourself. Maybe you feel in two minds about something. This might have something to do with in two minds about making a transformation here with this butterfly energy in the back. I think you're kind of like pulling your energy in right now a little bit, just sort of, you know, getting in touch with what really feels right for you before you take this step forward, before you make a choice, okay? I do see you taking some kind of action though with this Ace of Wands energy. When you got the Ace of Wands, an action will be taken. Ace of Wands is associated with the fall, okay? So this is probably going to go down in the fall for you at some time. There's going to be some kind of action taken, forward motion occurring in somebody who will eventually be, you know, a serious, you know, partner, like somebody you're going to build with, all right? I see you making a legitimate offer or receiving a legitimate offer, you know, it all depends on what side you are on, okay? I think there's going to be a mutual offer here, you know, maybe there's a little bit of both. I think you're going to make a connection with somebody and there's going to be a give and take, you know, or maybe things have been one-sided before. I feel like there's going to be this meeting in the middle and a give and take energy. I think you're drawing up a new like contract here. That's what it looks like, okay? Yeah, there's new agreements. I feel like there's some kind of new agreements being made in a significant relationship. This is a soulmate connection with the Two of Cups and the Lovers there, all right? I think you're going to see the start of this with Leo season. I think up till now, you've been really trying to decide, what do I want? You know, maybe you've been exploring options. Some of you may have been out there, you know, dating. You might have had you know, some people come your way, giving you the opportunity to get back out there. And I think you're in this place of trying to make up your mind. You know, we definitely have this picture here with the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups. And this interesting message just came through for me with this. It's like, I think you're trying to decide, do I really want to have all these options, or do I want to just kind of keep it more simple than that? You know, it's like, do I want to enter the dating scene, or am I ready to kind of like, you know, just sort of find my person? And, you know, when I say find my person, for some of you, because I speak to all people on this channel, you know, not everybody wants this story. Everybody's at a different place in their lives. You know, for some of you, this may be like, do I really need to have options? Do I really need to sort of divide my energy right now? Maybe I just want to be on my own for a while, do my own thing, do my own exploring, you know? Either way, I think that you're starting off a really important journey that eventually leads to you uniting with a soulmate and finding your person. You know, that's what's really coming forward for me. And I think maybe you've been doing some exploring, you've been dating around, you've been, you know, getting to know people. You've also been taking some time to yourself and feeling out like, what really is right with me at this point in my life? You know, what sits right with me? What feels right? Do I want to be single? Do I want to be out there exploring? Do I want to be out there sowing my oats, you know? Do I just want to have, you know, a good time, or do I really want somebody who can build with me? I think you're going to go on a journey of discovery. And I think when you come out the other side of it, what you realize is you really do want your person. You want stability. You want somebody you can build with. And I do see you taking some kind of action and entering into some kind of cooperative soulmate relationship. you know, sometime in the fall. But I think this is sort of what's at the forefront of your consciousness right now. Maybe an Empress, okay? So this is associated with the signs of Libra and Taurus, all right? But this is somebody that, you know, you feel like could meet you in that place. Yeah, I see like after there's been a lot of disappointment with the Five of Swords card here, we see forward motion coming into view, okay? So it's like you're moving beyond this disappointment and you're moving toward, you know, the person you're supposed to be with, you know. For those of you, you know, women out there, you're really coming into your Empress energy. You're really feeling yourself. I think, you know, you're waiting for that right person to come in. You're not settling for this anymore. I think you kind of blocked off this energy. This is coming in really strong for the women, okay? If it fits for you and you're a man, you know, it's for you, okay? But if it's speaking to you and you're a man, you've gotten in touch with your feminine side. You've gotten more into your emotions. You've taken down the blocks, you know. You don't feel this need to go out necessarily and so you're up. This is what I'm getting. This is what's coming in. I got to give the download as it comes in. You're not feeling if you're a woman, you're not in this space where you're feeling like I need to go out and sow my oats and explore and do this. I think you maybe went through a period where you did that, but you're not there now. You're in this place where you're like, you know what? I'm tired of the options. I'm holding all these options at bay. I just want time to myself right now. I feel like you blocked energy. Okay. And, you know, men who have dived more into their emotional reality, you know, might be more in that place as well, too. But I do feel that there's some of the men out there that are really like, I want to get out there and I want to explore my options and then I'll make a choice. Yeah, I mean, I see that. I really feel that for the dudes, right? Because there's this like Page of Swords, Page of Wands energy, you know? I see you issuing some invitations with this Page of Swords energy. It's like you've had your eye on somebody for a while. This is like sort of coming in the back door sort of energy right here with this Page of Swords, okay? So, you know, this often can be on social media too, stuff happening behind the scenes. I see Page of Swords energy. Page of Swords with Page of Wands energy here, okay? Air sign, fire sign energy here. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We also got you, Aries, okay? But also Leo and Sagittarius energy here. This is Page energy, though. This is Page energy. So it's sort of like, yeah, you know, before, I almost got this vibe, like, before I, like, settle down, I think I want to just, like, kind of get it in. That's what I'm getting. I think this actually leads to a feeling of overwhelm here, all right, with this Ten of Wands. I think those of you who are moving like this, you've been juggling a bit too much. You've been sharing that wand with quite a few people, you know, and that's starting to really weigh you down. You're realizing what you really want to see grow in your life is kind of just wilting, you know. And it's not going to last. It's not going to last with behavior like that. I think you're moving more into this decisive energy, men. I think you're going to be cutting off this energy, cutting off what doesn't serve you. You're recognizing how you've been kind of like distracting yourself with this stuff, you know, just like that image I saw of that, you know, the child in the cloud, and then it morphed to the dragon and this sort of like escapism kind of energy. I think this has been a way to distract yourself from what you've been feeling. Maybe a lot of stuff has been coming up around your childhood, you know, and this was provoked by a relationship, and it kind of like took you back a little bit. Did you hear that? Well, yeah, I think it startled you a little bit, you know, when this stuff crept up on you and it was sort of like, no, we're not going to look at that, you know. We don't realize it necessarily when we're doing that. Like, oh, I'm practicing avoidance right now. I'm not looking at my stuff. Instead, I'm distracting myself. Ooh, let me distract myself with all the sparkly little things, you know? But then we realize those sparkly little things, they're like, what else comes with sparkles, you know? Lures come with sparkles. And then you get hooked, right? You get hooked. And you get hooked into like an old pattern, an old dysfunctional way of dealing with things, an old unhealthy way of avoiding what really needs to be looked at, you know? And I think you're realizing this. And so you've kind of decided, you know, you're gonna exercise a little bit of discernment here. And I think you're gonna reach the point where you're going to cut this energy off. That's what I see. I see a transformational process going on here. King of Swords energy there is also air sign energy. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, okay? You might have one of those signs strongly aspected in your chart. You might be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But I feel like you are kind of like cutting off some behavior that's been sabotaging. For this air sign energy to be coming up on the board so much in association right over here with this Empress energy, I think you probably are dealing with a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. It's factoring strongly with those signs. Okay, you know, you really want to be mindful that it's like any significant placement. Okay, so this opens it up quite a bit, but being a specific significator for Libra and Taurus, this Empress card, and for this to show up again, the King of Swords, along with the other air sign energy on the board, I think a Libra factors prominently into this situation here. We do see that there's wish fulfillment that comes in with the Nine of Cups, okay? Something is happening here. Something is happening here. Top of the deck energy, we got world completion, successful completion. Also with the full card on the board here, you know, we do have this like kind of travel message. You know, I do see that you are kind of like heading off onto an adventure. When we got the full energy, there's a start of a brand new cycle here, okay? We do see an Empress in the main frame. I believe this is speaking of Libra energy, specifically because of all the air sign energy on the board. I think, you know, this person that you're dealing with is highly independent. And those of you who identify, you know, as an Empress, I think you're definitely stepping into that Empress energy. You know, Empress is a counterpoint to the Emperor, right? Which Emperor is Aries card, okay? So I really feel like this is speaking to the women, you know, Aries out there. I don't know why this is factoring so strongly into your reading. Normally this doesn't factor into a reading so much. I don't know. Maybe you all have been thinking about this stuff a lot. Maybe you've been thinking a lot about the differences between men and women and how women are so different from men, or maybe you've been thinking a lot about the issues you've always had with women in your life, or you've been thinking a lot about the issues you've had with men in your life. And maybe there's some piece of this that also connects to childhood. Maybe you grew up with certain childhood views about all women are like this, or all men are like that, or this is what it, you know, there's something about this piece here, because normally this doesn't come up in a reading for me so prominently. So I don't know what this piece is. You know, this is just coming forward. It's not going to be everybody's message, okay? So like, don't trip out about it if it's not your message, but some of you may have been questioning your sexuality a little bit. And this might have been difficult to look at. There might have been some kind of avoidance of really looking at this piece. Maybe because of the views, I just got like cultural views within your family, you know, for those of you who have been questioning. Yeah, I mean, maybe for some of you, this has been something that's been coming up, you know, and you felt a little bit, you know, confused and sort of like trapped, you know, trapped in having to act out a role that doesn't really bear any resemblance to who you actually are. You know, some of you may be in the closet. This is not everybody's story, okay? It's not. And if it doesn't relate to you, you can toss that aside. But I do want to speak to that because that's coming up for somebody. You know, somebody feels like they're keeping something about their sexuality a secret, and it's giving them a feeling of being really bound up and in a feeling of shame around it. Now, for others of you, I could see this also being a matter of being in the closet about how you want to, you know, be in relationship in the world. Maybe you have some kind of unconventional views around this. Like maybe you are more drawn to like a polyamorous kind of setup in relationship. Maybe you grew up in a really traditional background. Maybe you grew up in a traditional background where, you know, rather than just be honest about the lifestyle, the men just always kind of went out and, you know, had their side pieces and they kept it all hush hush and undercover, and you've been sort of acting that out but realize like that's not the way to go. Maybe I need to do something really out there. Maybe I need to just be open about who I am and the fact that what I really want is I want, you know, open connections, and that feels like sort of stepping outside of a box for you, you know. Either way, I see that there's been some questioning going on about all of this, about like relationship dynamics and, you know, men and women and how they relate to each other and how this ties back to your childhood. And maybe, you know, ways that you learn to avoid really going to deep places, going to these places of deep intimacy in relationship. Maybe by having this distraction, maybe by having the distraction of lots of options, lots of side pieces, you know. There's something very interesting coming through here in relation to this. You know, but we do see, you know, there's going to be something that comes in that gives you a feeling of hope, all right? With this King of Cups energy, you know, we do see this opening up to love. Something is going to help you like break through this sort of block. I feel like it's a block. It's a block, and it comes from your childhood. It's something that's imprinted from your childhood and how you saw the adults around you moving in relationship. You know, it's something that you've kind of taken on, but I feel like there's something coming in with this Three of Wands that helps you get through this place of, you know, dark night of the soul, searching like what's for me, what's right for me. You know, that's what the star card's all about. It's about emerging through to the light, and I believe it has something to do with love. You know, it comes in through Leo season. The sun is the ruler of Leo, and it's you know, Leo season. So I do believe, you know, when Leo season comes in, this is something's going to come in that's going to kind of like open up, you know, open up your mind about love, what love is, what that really looks like, what it is for you, you know. And I see you softening, and I think that women that have felt really blocked, you know, to letting someone in, you know, I feel like women have had this block up. I'm really picking it up for the women, that there's been like this nope. And I think in relation to men, it's been like, nope, I don't want to go into my feeling nature. I don't want to feel that. I'm going to distract myself. So there's kind of this like polarity going on here. Very, very interesting message. But I feel like men, something's going to happen that's going to open you up to love again. And I feel it's the same for women too. I feel like, you know, water sign energy may factor strongly in this too. That would be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, okay? Or you could have one of these placements strongly aspected in your chart, but I do see you opening to love. And I see where there has been, you know, disappointment in the past related to bringing too many people into the mix, creating confusion. You know, we see that with the Three of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. You're walking away from this energy. I see you walking away from it. I don't think you're going to be doing the option thing anymore, you know? We see you choosing something that's more fulfilling to you, something that's more spiritually rewarding for you. And for you specifically, I'm picking this up, that something about traveling, takes you to this place, gives you this realization. It's almost like you have to go out there and you have to experience that just complete, total openness, freedom for you to really realize what you want to come home to at the end of the day. This is coming forward. I do see you choosing a path of heart though, and it brings balance into your life